Good morning. Welcome to Ramblings with Joe. I just did about a 15-minute podcast. It was wonderful. It was the best podcast you ever would have seen. It was stellar. It was out there. It was something that the people of the world would have appreciated forever. Unfortunately, I forgot to hit the record button, so that bit of trash just didn't make it into the internet. While I was recording the podcast, I will say that I spilled my coffee. I had to go get some paper towels. I flipped my mic down. It was ridiculous. After all that and the talk that I gave for 15 minutes, I realized that none of it was on camera and I didn't record the podcast at all. Maybe that was a good thing. Maybe it's something that I shouldn't have recorded. Not because it was bad or anything, but because the quality may not have been that heavy. May not have been that good. So, when Charlie Kirk was assassinated by the left, the ability for me to maintain a non-echo chamber was a challenge. And I had to keep checking to make sure that I haven't created an echo chamber. I don't think I have. I mean, there's definitely more conservatives in my social network feeds, which I monitor for the kind of things that I am interested in. I will monitor it and check out everybody's point of view, from education to politics to, motorcycling. I read a lot, and I do enjoy social networking. Am I addicted to it like some people may have become? I don't think so. But this is about echo chambers and the echo chambers that I'm trying to avoid creating for myself, and I hope that you are all trying to avoid for yourselves. When Charlie Kirk was assassinated, I lost some friends. I lost, I'm guessing, close to 10 friends. Not because of their political opinion, but because of the joy they found in the murder of someone who had differing political opinions in themselves. This is when I really started noticing team politics and how ingrained it has become in our political society, our political sphere. It is phenomenal the amount of rejoicing there was over this man's death. And the spin, the videos that they would take out of context so that their side, their team, would appear to be correct. Anyway, the echo chambers that we shouldn't create for ourselves, it's huge. This is probably the most important thing that you're going to hear today or any other day as far as the political arena goes. It's left, right, and not center. It's left, right, and independent. You get the left and right, and what they want to do is they want to put you in the middle, and that is a false dichotomy. You're not in the middle. You're thinking outside of their box that they are trying to create. And that becomes very obvious when you look at what the Republicans in power are trying to do. Last night I watched some videos of the attempted cancellation of Tucker Carlson because he interviewed Nick Fuentes. You are the left. If you're trying to take part in cancel culture, you are the left. Tucker Carlson interviewed Vladimir Putin. He has interviewed a lot of people. During the interview of Nick Fuentes, Tucker Carlson actually said the statement that he's a Christian and it is against Christian beliefs to hate an entire group because they are a member of that group. He was speaking specifically of the Jewish people. Now, the right, who is attempting to cancel Tucker Carlson, which, good luck. They are trying to paint him as an anti-Semite. Literally, He said he's not allowed to be because of his religious beliefs. The right begins to eat itself. The left has been eating itself for a while. They are out for destruction of their own kind. The right, now that they're in power, or at least they have the majority of the branches of government, they're seeking to create an echo chamber for their constituents. If you are on the right and you are a conservative Republican, be very wary of what they're doing, because what you're witnessing now with this whole Tucker is not MAGA movement, which I'll talk about MAGA in a minute, but the Tucker is not MAGA movement is the beginning of the destruction of their party. If you're in power and you want to maintain power, the idea in America is not to do so through an echo chamber, to make your party only hear the message you want to put out. That's what the left does. So when you do that on the right, you're embracing the left's teaching techniques. What a horrible idea. What a ridiculous idea. The solution for bad speech is better speech, not the restriction of speech. They say it over and over again. The right has said it over and over again when the left has tried to pull it, and that's correct. The solution for bad speech is better speech. When Twitter was taken over by Elon Musk and he opened it back up and he said, any political view is okay here, the left lost their minds and the right took advantage of it. Well, now the right's kind of going in the opposite direction, and they want to squash the left's speech. They want to dampen anybody who does not agree with their speech. I haven't decided yet whether I I have decided on several aspects. I think that Netanyahu took the war on Gaza too far. I also think that he had a right to respond to the attack from Hamas. But at what point do you say, stop, that's enough? And you can have a disagreement on that. I mean, there are people who think that they should be dispersed throughout the world, that the Gazan people, the Palestinians, should no longer be on the Gaza Strip. I think that's too far. I also understand your point of view, but the ability to put that point of view out there unharassed by the leaders of a specific party is paramount to the freedom of speech. This is one of the basic tenets of our country. And for you to go in there and try and say Tucker needs to be canceled, you're ridiculous. You are the left. You have become the left. As far as Tucker not being MAGA, yay. MAGA's just team politics. It is the epitome of team politics, just like the Democrats have their team politics. Their MAGA is their whole party. That's why they are falling apart, because they don't allow anybody to have a different point of view than they have. You must allow men dressed as women to participate in women's sports. And if you think anything different, you must be canceled. I personally think something different. Of course, I've got two incredible girls who need to be free to be themselves without being harassed by a guy dressed as a girl. The left and the right are the same coin. They are just different sides of that same coin. The problem with spilling coffee is there's not enough in your cup after you do. Of course, after the first sip, I think there's not enough in the cup either. Tucker Carlson has interviewed some people he did not agree with. But during his interview with Nick Fuentes, when he said his Christian beliefs prevent him from hating Jews, I take that at face value. If you never interview someone you disagree with, then you're just pushing your side of politics. Don't let the right create a cancel culture for you specifically. Don't create an echo chamber. Don't only see one part of a political issue. Don't see only one part of a political issue. Look at both. Look at both objectively and then decide which side you believe in, which side you think is right, who the facts support, who your common sense supports. We have to be very careful in the political arena because this is obvious at this point that when a political party gets in power, they don't want the other side's point of view to come out. We've seen it with the left, and now we're seeing it with the right. And there's no way that either one should be allowed to do this. Fortunately, there are people like Dave Smith, Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan in the world, and these people, they're doing a good job of interviewing whoever the hell they want. And the right and the left be damned. It's none of your business, and they don't care anymore. And with the advent of the internet, they can do it. Doesn't bother them that you go after them. I mean, Tucker Carlson, I think he thinks this is hilarious because there is no such thing as too much attention on the internet as far as differing ideas go. So Rogan, Smith, Carlson, they'll continue on, and I'll continue to listen to them. I don't want an echo chamber. I want to hear both sides of the story. If you're on the left and all you do is interview people of the same ilk as yourself, you'll never have anybody on the right come to your side. Why would they? You have to interview people who challenge your belief system, your political point of view. And if you don't, you're preaching to the choir, literally, because nobody on the right, unless they are a political pundit, and those people are really just going to detract from your message, nobody on the right is going to come and listen to you. I'm certainly not going to go listen to someone who will not have anybody as a guest who doesn't, challenge your beliefs, challenge the system that you're pushing for. Doesn't make any sense. You're propaganda. You're an arm of the left if that's all you're putting out there. There is a place for that. It's just not a place that I'm interested in going. It is Tuesday. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a chilly day. I hear our heater keeps kicking on. That's okay. This is my favorite time of the year when it's brisk cold in the morning. I say that a lot. It's not true. This is not my favorite time of the year. I have a lot of favorite times of the year. In the summertime, I like it because it's cool in the morning and warm, and this is silly. I have just a great outlook on life in general, and I work to keep it that way, and I'm going to keep it that way. But it's Tuesday. We're going to go out and we're going to have a good day. I know I am. I hope you are. I'm going to go out and I'm going to have a really, hopefully not an adventurous day, because that usually means something has gone horribly wrong in my job. But I hope that I'm going to have a good day. And that would be awesome, as always. And I hope that you go out and you have a terrific Tuesday. And I hope that you find peace, love, and dream. Until next time, Lahi Traut. It is Tuesday, and we are going to, I'm having trouble with my arms. I don't know what to do with them. The standing thing's a lot different than sitting at the desk. It's actually better. I'm enjoying myself. I breathe better when I'm standing up. I move around better. But I'm having trouble with my hand. The wife told me yesterday that putting my hands, this is how I did my podcast yesterday, which is my hands in my pockets. It's a bad habit I have. So I need to stay out. So the right and the left. This is just odd. Anyway,